Okay, so I'm backstage at St George's in Bristol on the Monday after Small World Turning came out on the Friday.
That's right.
The reviews that have come out have just been amazing, and I was like, we had a day off yesterday, so I was able to read them all. First of all, congratulations.
Thank you.
Having heard the last record, which was amazing, The Counterweight, this is quite different, wouldn't you say? Many people would say this is kind of a return to the folk of old. It's sitting next to some classics on the set list. Is that fair?
No, that's totally fair. I mean, it wasn't intentional necessarily, but I have a long history of writing the songs first and seeing what happens really, and then seeing what they demand. And they demanded a folky treatment, so we gave it to.
Okay, so why the decisions?
Well, there's a lot of sort of political stuff on it, I suppose, with a small p. It's not party political, and I don't tend to go party political, although it's probably fair to say you could guess where my party politics lie. But I think political music and folk go arm in arm. They just do.
Absolutely.
It works, and that sort of stripped down music of the people, it works well, and the songs just speak better. They make their case better when there's not too much ornamentation on them, I guess. So.
Because I remember one of the first chats me and you ever had, and it was when I was doing Whiskey and Orchids, and we were chatting about songwriting very loosely, and you were saying, well, it's pretty much impossible to not talk about what's going on in the world now. It's kind of intrinsically wrapped up in your songwriting.
Absolutely, but it kind of always has been. I mean, I've had times where I've sort of veered away from it and talked about being a mum and all that stuff that people expect you to do when you're a woman. But or even through that, you have to respond to what's going on in the world. It's impossible, and it's doubly impossible at the moment because it's informing everything. It's informing every move that I make, and you look at the general sort of vibe of the country at the moment, and people are so bloody depressed, and I'm no exception. It's miserable out there, and so perfect time for a miserable songwriter to.
Well, no, but exactly. In the same time, though, what's amazing about this record, I think, it's so, and though it's kind of cloaked in a kind of what could be coined as like 60s, 70s folk, that's where it could potentially be coming from musically. It's so now.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's the beauty of folk music in general, just as a sound, is it's always now because it's kind of. It's never gone away.
So there's nowhere else for it to hide behind.
Exactly. I mean, subject matter wise, it couldn't have been written any other time, and it's scary, and I think that a certain amount of that utter terror comes through in the writing, I hope, and hopefully a bit of humour as well.
Well, absolutely, but also I think it's testament to the record, because obviously it came out on Friday, we started the tour last week, the songs are so strong, and I said this before, I heard them pretty much on the acoustic guitar for the first time, that I think are we playing like 6 or 7? We're playing like a lion's share that people have never, even before the record came out, and they're some of the highlights of the show. Yeah,
it's definitely working. I think the really interesting thing, the thing that's been making me quite curious about these shows, is that people are really getting into there's a couple of quite angry songs, a couple of quite upbeat angry songs.
Yeah.
People are really getting into that, and that's quite unusual for me, because more often than not, people quite like the sort of languid, quite sweet stuff that I do, and I think it's interesting. I think it's an interesting sort of meter for the mood of certainly my audience, that the angry stuff is hitting home, and I love that, because I love doing angry stuff. It makes me very happy.
Yeah. But you're also someone that can pull out an effortlessly beautiful melody a cappella.
Well, thank you very
like
much.
the starting. Well, okay. So that's not just a compliment as much as you have. You've done tracks that are, you act like, I always go back to the passing class or whatever, which this album starts with Mockingbird. There are those moments. I don't do that. There are very few singers that can pull that stuff off. But what's interesting is, I think, like you said, so like that is in your arsenal very effortlessly to pull out. But people, I think you're right. They do seem to be going for the angrier stuff.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No,
Sorry.
I love it.
We can edit that.
I'll be the best bit.
So let's talk about let's talk about some of the other people that played on this record, because you were. I just felt very lucky to be on it, and it's lovely for me because I get to be in the national press again for the first time since getting in some way connected to a 5-star review, which hasn't happened to me for over a decade there. So thank you very much. But let's talk about some of the people on the talk Talk me through some of the people that you got that were playing on this record.
Well, I mean, so with it being a folk record, I've got a lot of friends in the folk world, and it felt right to basically blag favours off all of them, and God bless them, they all said yes.
So was that just an amazing, like, okay, we can really run with the ball? Because you've literally got a who's who of, modern folk.
Yeah, totally. And the great thing about folk musicians is that they're so nice because they're real. There's no artifice in the folk world.
Absolutely.
It's so raw and it's so real, and it's they just do it. And it's all out there. And so we asked Cara Dillon and Sam Lakeman and Seth Lakeman and Gilmore and Roberts and Michael Blair's doing percussion on it, and obviously yourself, and it's a dream team basically.
Yeah. Oh, and we got. Am I right in saying it's the first time the fourth member of the family managed to make it onto the record?
You are right, yeah. So youngest son Asher is singing on it. He's very proud of that fact as well, by the way. He's told all his mates at school.
He should be. There's very few kids. It's already got played on radio too, right?
Yeah.
So at 7.
Yeah.
So you might as well just quit now. And also we're joined by my favourite violinist, Mr. Egan Stonia.
Yes.
The absolute most relaxed performer I have played with.
Yeah.
And then does it again, chats to the audience, gets the biggest laugh of the night, which annoyed me.
Yeah, me too.
I thought it was really funny in my opening set, and then until Egan walked on. So yeah, absolutely amazing.
Just wait until your kids start doing it, Matt. You'll feel the pain.
They're not going to. My ego's too big. I literally can't share the limelight with any of them. They're just going to have to live in the shadows. That must be lovely to be able to take the kids out on the road, and then you must be immensely proud to be able to.
It's great. It's lovely, and I mean, so long as he enjoys it, that's the only thing that really matters.
He definitely enjoys it. No, he's enjoying it more than anyone else.
Yeah, I think he gets a lot out of it, and as far as I'm concerned, it's a better education than sitting, learning maths.
Yeah.
Not that maths isn't important.
No, absolutely.
But no, he's great, and hopefully the little one eventually will come on stage as well. But he's got, I think in his eyes, he's got a lot to live up to. But actually, I have a slight suspicion he might be the best musician out of all of us. So.
Yeah. Okay, so this tour's rolling for the next. We've got another something like 10 days, like another week and a half. Going all over.
Yeah.
And then we're hitting some festivals.
Yes,
which is very exciting.
Mm-hmm.
At the moment. So which ones are those?
Purbeck Folk Festival and Beautiful Days.
Beautiful Days.
Amazing. And it's dead exciting. I mean, Beautiful Days is one of my favourite festivals. It's just so great. I've never done Purbeck, but Beautiful Days is just brilliant, well orchestrated, well run festival.
Well, thank you so much for letting us interview you. And the record's absolutely amazing. It's incredible that it's only really, the reviews have only started to kind of come out in the last kind of, obviously, 3-4, like last week, and already it's just, there's a real buzz about it, and the shows are brilliant, and you must be really excited.
Yeah, I'm dead chuffed. We'll see. Hopefully it'll have a long life, so.
Yeah, I think it's absolutely amazing, and thank you very much.
Cheers.